Good afternoon, colleagues. I trust you're all well and no blood sugar is going to drop, as Almarie said. My presentation's title today is The Human in the Loop, Rethinking, Teaching, Learning and Assessment in the Age of AI. So just a little bit more about me. I'm Dr. Chris-Mari le Hanie. I'm a senior lecturer at Akademia. We are a private higher education institution based in Centurion and also now in the Parel. I have several positions I have been done at places. I was a curriculum coordinator, curriculum developer, head of institutional quality and assessment, a teacher, and also a lecturer. My research focus is on curriculum studies, assessment, research methodology, business education, and also why am I here today? AI and assessment, teaching and learning. So let's start. A few facts about AI, and I think this has all already been said this morning. The first one is students using an AI tutoring version designed to provide hints, step-by-step support rather than direct answers, achieve up to 127% improvement in practice performance, illustrating the potential of AI to accelerate feedback and guided practice. Another fun fact is 50% of students are unsure how to use AI specifically for learning. And I think also teachers or lecturers does not know enough. 59% worry that AI could weaken their critical thinking abilities. And the last fact, the 2026 OECD findings confirmed that AI in education can act as a high-powered tutor when the prompts are designed correctly. So the skill needed is effective prompting by lecturers, teachers, and also then learners or students. Now you will see on the right-hand side in the top, it says Songer with a link. So this is the first app I'm actually going to show you, and it is actually a lot like Melani's song she created. So I quickly want to just open it on my side. So Songer is an app you can use to create songs for your classroom. Yes, you can have a free version or a paid version. I do not have the paid version. Then you just add a prompt. Now on your right-hand side, you will see there stands prompt. And I gave the following. I want a song about the effective use of artificial intelligence in teaching and learning and assessment and something of the human in the loop. I told the prompt. And then you can actually choose a style. For your music, you can choose, must it be a man or a woman that's going to sing it, and I quickly want to play it for you. Okay, so and then you see the lyrics also on the screen. So you can ask everything you want, give a prompt, tell him to make me a song about this. This is very good if you're a lecturer or a teacher to get the attention of your students in the beginning. And I hope I caught your attention this afternoon after the lunch break. So this one I have is free, but you can also have the paid. The free only gives you 2 downloads you can have per month. I know. Okay, so my title said human in the loop. So what is this human in the loop? So AI does the boring work. Humans do the hard work. And that's actually the thing of education. We want to do the hard work. But how? So systematic work from AI side. AI handle the repetitive task like tackling, tracing attendance, making reports, basic grading. I know we actually talked about the grading just in a previous session. And the humans did a non-systematic work. Teachers focus on the natural intelligence. This includes helping students grow their character, morals, and emotions. Humans are responsible for the interpretation, ethical judgment, contextual decision making, and critical evaluation. What is the goal, colleagues? We use AI to humanize humans. Yes, you heard correctly. To humanize humans. And you will tell me what? And the answer for that is actually to give teachers more time to care for their students, to build character, to look at the student themselves, and let AI do the marking reports or the attendance register. Then we can have the professional vision of the teacher. And what this means is you can use AI for selective noticing. Use AI dashboards to notice which students are struggling or which concepts are hard to learn for students. Knowledge-based reasoning. Use data to explain why a student is making a mistake and how that can help them better their learning patterns. And then also lifelong learning for us as teachers, lecturers, but also for our students to have the skill that is needed for the future. So to give you more examples of what this means, I would like to refer to the first one, and it is AI as a lesson planning assistant. So what AI can do for you is generate lesson ideas, provide examples or case studies, suggest discussion questions, create summaries of complex contexts. A teacher may ask AI bot the following: generate free real-world examples to explain opportunity costs. AI provides example, for example, about personal finance, entrepreneurship, governance spending, and so forth. Where does the human in the loop come in? The teacher selects the most appropriate example for their learners, adapts it to the local context, and ensures that the concept is taught correctly. So, AI suggests, but the teacher decides. Example 2, supporting diverse learners. What AI can do to support diverse learners: simplified explanations, advanced extensions, visual explanations, alternative examples. A teacher might ask AI, at grade 11 and 8, create for me a simple analogy about inflation. What does the teacher do? Checks accuracy, ensures alignment with the curriculum outcomes, adapts it to the classroom language and context. AI speeds up differentiation, but the teacher ensures pedagogical fit is in place. Now you will see a QR code on the next on the slide, and you will see throughout my presentation there's going to be a lot of QR codes. And this is to give you some sources you can use and can go this afternoon or maybe over the weekend or whenever, and you can go and look at it again. So the first source here, it is how can students use AI for individualized support? And in this source, you will see different things. First one is AI as a thinking partner. So not doing it for you, is a thinking partner. So you're actually bodying up for scaffolding, critical thinking, and feedback. Why is AI prompting a critical skill for students in 2026? So this document tells us more about why educators need to have skills like effectively prompting and that you can also use AI as a powerful tutor. How can learners or students use AI for individualized support? Firstly, they can use it for planning, concept mastery, self-assessment. Role-based prompting is very important. It is to help students generate insights that are audience aware, context specific and sensitive, and aligned with real world problems. The next example is AI as a thinking catalyst. So a teacher asks AI to generate a discussion prompt to AI. Generate five controversial statements about the use of artificial intelligence in education. What does the student do? Debate the statements, justify the positions critically, and evaluate their ideas. The teacher, what do? You facilitate the discussion, challenge weak arguments, and encourage deeper reasoning. AI starts the conversation. The teacher guides the thinking. Example 4, teaching students to work with AI critically. An example of this is instead of banning AI, teachers can teach critical use of it. Students ask AI, for example, explain the causes of poverty. Students must then evaluate the response, identify missing perspectives, compare with academic sources, and rewrite the explanation. What does the teacher do? Help students learn source evaluation, critical analysis, and academic judgment. AI becomes a learning object, not just a tool. Example 5, AI supporting feedback. AI can help generate practice questions or self-check quizzes. Examples, multiple questions, short case studies, reflection questions, and we have a lot of tools you can use to test this. So students can use AI and test their knowledge and identify gaps. Teacher interpret the results on an app, provides deeper feedback for the student, and supports conceptual understanding. AI assists with practice, but teachers diagnose the learning. Okay, example 6, AI and student writing. And we had the first or second session actually already about the writing part. And you may ask the students then to use this AI to submit the AI prompt, take a screenshot of your prompt. The AI response also then they critique to the response with actual sources proving it, and then their own improved version of this writing. AI assists with practice once again, and the teacher helps with the diagnosis. Now on the screen you will see a screenshot of a Turnitin document. Also, if you scan the QR code, you will get that document. It's freely available on the website. Turnitin gives you instructional activities related to the writing process that you can share with your students, and you can use it in your classrooms. Just an example, they give you things like use it as a brainstorming tool to generate ideas, aid in creating an appropriate structure for written work, use it as a research tool to analyze and condense information, and practice giving feedback using AI. They also give you subject-specific ideas. So you will see there will be a column that says science or economics, and then they give you activities that you can use with AI. Example 7, AI as a reflective tool for teachers. It's important that we reflect in action and also after action. And the first thing you can do is you can say, reflect on lesson effectiveness, generate alternative teaching approaches, and analyze possible student misconceptions. And there you will see a prompt you can use for it. And then the teacher can look and say, okay, what will work better? 6 thinking hacks of the Bono, or maybe problem-based learning? Which one is the best? Which one can I use next time? So it's actually a colleague or your friend online. We need to rethink assessment. Our colleagues, when we ask how do we test our learners or our students now, we are really asking a deeper question. What do we value in learning in the age where AI can produce answers instantly? What this slide suggests is not simplifying new tools, but a shift in what counts as evidence of learning, moving from assessment as a product, what are the final mark, to assessment as a process. What are the steps in completing the assessment? And then you give marks for that process and not the end product which you are going to have. It focuses on a process epistemological shift. And I don't know if you're familiar with an honest shop. Anyone familiar with an honest shop? Okay, you have one hand there. So I want to shift this for a moment from assessment to something like an honest shop. An honesty shop operates without supervision. There are no cameras, no invigilators, no enforcement mechanisms. And yes, colleagues, they did exist. In some places, they still exist. Can you believe? It relates on a single principle. Trust in human integrity. My next question for you is, why does our assessment system assume the opposite? Why do we design assessment environments built on surveillance, control, and the assumption, and I must add sometimes the truth, that students will cheat if they are given the opportunity? We need to ask rather, what kind of assessment would still make sense even if AI is present and the teacher absent? So when we do prompting, and you heard I'm talking a lot about effective prompting skills, this is one example you can do it, and it is to break it down in 4 components: task, format, voice, and context. So you first need to have your action verb. Write, analyze, then a format. Maybe it must be in the form of a blog. Your voice, in what voice does it need to be? Maybe a Yoda. And context, then also under what constraints, and maybe it's undergrads and so forth. So what would your prompt look like? Your prompt would look like something like this. Write a syllabus. It's a task. As a blog post, the blog is your format. In the style of Yoda, your voice. For undergrads, your context. So when you're doing prompting, use those 4 elements: task, format, voice, and also then context. Now, in the beginning of this first sessions, we had a question about taxonomies, which Prof. Anay did in that first session. And there are actually a lot of taxonomies already available about AI and digital taxonomies. Now, the first one, I just took the screenshot and I made it bigger for you, is then to say, yes, we have still the action words of Bloom's taxonomy from level 1 till level 6. You have applications, so they give you possible applications you can use. For example, to understand, you can use an application called Quizlet. You can also use it for apply. If we look at Evaluate, you can use video and blocks, plan board, to create something. You can use Padlet and so forth. So actually, this table has been created in 2022 by Chantal Bosch. And if we think now how much more apps there are, we can actually add every time new apps. And then the action word change in your task. You're not going to say evaluate. You're not going to say explain, that normal traditional words. You're going to use words like networking. You're going to use advanced searches, subscribing, sharing, uploading, editing. Your action words also change with the digital transformation. Next is a QR code you can scan, and it gives you a lot of different documents you can download about AI and assessment. There are a lot of checklists you as a teacher can use in your classrooms. You can use it as an assessment tool yourself. Also in your class. I'm just quickly going to give you a second to scan that one. Okay. Then the next one I like personally is a teacher's guide to ChatGPT and remote assessments. You can also download this. It's freely available. There's the QR code. I will also ask Elmarie or somebody of the guide maybe if they can share my PowerPoint slides with you with all the links and documents and so forth. Then I think you have been waiting for the practical side of the session and not actually just me speaking the whole time. So this is also a few links you can use. And as I said, I will send the PowerPoint. So my first practical tool I want to use today is Teachy. Now, do any one of you know Teachy? Okay, great. So I'm going to learn, you're going to learn something today. Okay, so Teachy is a website you can use with 60 plus activities, and it is AI based. And the cool thing about it is you can download the app also. So if you go to your Google store and you type in Teachy, you can download the app. Next question I always get, does it cost money? Yes, if you want the one with all the features, but there's a catch. If you have the app, you can go in each day and earn credits. The credits build up. When you create something like a mind map, it takes 100 credits, for example. And the next day you can go and collect your next 200 credits. Actually, it's not going to cost you anything, just maybe a reminder to go and collect that credits. So you will see I have credits of 7,250, and my daily credits I can go and get today is 100 that I can add. So you can actually build it up and use it for free this way. So firstly, if we're going to look at the activities, I just want to show you quickly what types of activities there is. You can do a slide presentation. It can help you with a CAPS lesson plan. It can give you a topic summary. You can get play ideas, mind maps, quizzes, crosswords, and you can download it in PDF format and sometimes also in a Word format. So this is actually very great. You can make projects, so you can save all your lessons that you have made with it. And it also has a part where you can share a link of Teachy on your Moodle, and they can do it correctly from your Moodle site maybe, or in class on the website itself. So my classes, I'm quickly going to go to my resources, just quickly to show you. So the first one, if you can ask him, for example, to give you a riddle, let's just say, not now. How to use AI in teaching and learning. So that was my prompt I have given to Teachy, and this is the riddle it gave me. I listen to questions, I study each cue. I draw from many sources, but I'm not a library true. I give a tidy summary or help draft an essay, but I learn from humans. Guide me the right way. Answer: an AI language model. So you can actually put in anything um, in a subject, mathematics, you want something, or life orientation, and it will give you possible riddles. And it's also good to start your class actually with something like this, just getting the attention of the students and so forth. Another example I made here is then I told him I have a lesson about AI and I don't know how to do my lesson. So it gave me a lesson hook. For example, start with a short prompt, design an AI tutor that supports a first year course in your discipline. It gives you then the learning goals, activities that you can use, research orientated assignments, and discussion prompts and assessment ideas. So you can use this as a basis if you don't have that creativity at the moment to think what can you do next in your lesson. I quickly want to do a minds map for you. So you just can see how easy it actually is. So I just actually said AI is my subject. Then we say human in the loop, AI teaching, learning, and assessment. Then you can say choose what grade it must be. For example, university, ages 45, grade 1, 2, and so forth. Then if you want, you can give more context excuse me, about this. And then you just say generate. What is happening? It's generating a mind map for you. Let's just wait. Okay. So now I'm just going to zoom in that you can see properly. So it gave us a full things: integration of AI in educational environments, AI-driven assessment, challenges and opportunities, and pedagogical impact. And then it has SIP headings for each one. So you can download this. If you go by downloads, you will see it's preparing your mind map for download, and there it goes in a picture format then. But if you do not like the things it said, but you want to keep the structure, you can go and edit it like this. See, I'm just typing random stuff now there. And then you can just save it and you have it. Maybe you want to add something. You just click on it. You say, please add a child. Then they give you the new note and you actually just type in the next subject. You can download it, you can use it for your classroom, for summaries of learning unit, and so forth. Okay, I'm quickly going to go back to my slides. The next one is Notebook LM. So I actually want to encourage you to please go and play with all that DG apps. It's wonderful. We have already seen this morning about Notebook LM. There's a QR code with a video that shows you step by step how to use Notebook with a Google Classroom. Please, this afternoon while drinking your coffee, go take a look at this video. Then I don't know if anyone knows about Schoolbot. Okay, we have one or two people. If you scan this, it will just take you to Quillbot itself. The website, it also has a free version and then a paid version. And I'm also going to tell you what are the limitations then for it. So for free, You can do paraphrasing of information, summaries, references, translator, but it does not translate to Afrikaans. If you have the paid account, you can also identify plagiarism, but I don't know how accurate this actually is, and grammar checking, so forth. So you can just log in with your Google account, or you can create one. So this is how it looks. You have to sign, you paste your text in one side, and it gives you then recommendations on how to better your text. So you will see on your right-hand side is the improvement with all the colors and how you then can change your text. The summary, I gave them an abstract and I thought, Colbert, please help me summarize this and make it shorter and give you information. The next one, I also gave the abstract, said, but I want to do a presentation of this in Spanish. Can you please give me the Spanish of it? And I don't know if it's the correct version, sorry to say, but yes, it's there. So you can do it, use it also for citations, usually APA they have. I don't know how accurate it is also. You can type in the book, for example, which you want to cite, or you can just search or give the URL of the book. I put in here the first steps in research of Prof. Chris-Mari, and then it gave me a full citation of how I can reference it in my bibliography, but also in my in-text references. But colleagues, I also need to say I like to do my references still by hand. Then you know it is correctly done. The next one is word wall. So I quickly want to ask you to scan that QR code and answer for me quickly that questions you will find when you have scanned the QR code. Okay, so this is a very nice tool you can use in your classroom. When you have entered your content in the word wall activity, you can use it sometimes as a flashcard. Next time you decide, no, I want to make it rather a quiz, and you can use it in time in your classroom live, and you can see the results. I'm quickly going to show you the results. Let me quickly just go in my account. Okay, so you will see how it now looks on my side. It's my activity. I made it public. It is free for use. I have not pay anything. So this is very good activities you can use. You have then your activity. If I just go in there, on the right-hand side, you will see there's switch template. So actually you saw it was a quiz. Now I can decide, okay, but next time I want to use something else, for example, a flashcard. I just click on the flashcard and I say start. But you now will see it changed the quiz, the content I was originally gave the app, and it changed it to a flip card. And you can say, okay, I have that one, next one. Okay, flip it to get an answer, and you say, yes, I know it. And then it tells you how fast you did it and what are your score, 1 out of 2, 2 out of 2, and so forth. So this is actually a very good activity also to do for self-learning, self-assessment, but also to see where are your children or your learners with the topic you're doing. Just to show you there, if you go to results, this is now you who completed the 2 questions. Number of students completed it, 28. The average score, 1.9 out of 2. Well done, guys. Not too bad for a day of AI Symposium. Top score, was 2 fastest was 2.3 seconds, which was done. And then you can also see the name. So you also have attendance register. Do you see your name on the board? I hope it says you have 2 out of 2. So word walls actually very impressive. Like I say, you can do it in class. It's okay. Maybe the first one who answers it quickly can get maybe a reward or something, you know, depending on your grade you are teaching. Okay, the next one is idea boards. I have 5 minutes left. So do any one of you know idea boards? Okay, we have 1 or 2. This is also very nice to use. I actually have also 2 activities you can go and practice. The one is to give the pros and cons of artificial intelligence, and that's where you're going to be taken to when you scan that QR code. And you can add pros and cons. Me as a teacher can open idea boards on the screen. Everyone can see who said what are the pros, what are the cons, and you can discuss it furthermore. Those of you who know 6 thinking hacks, for example, what is positive? How do you feel about something? For example, idea boards has this option, and your students can also add their thoughts about it. Also, this was activity I made specifically about AI, and what do you think is the good thing about using AI for assessments? What is the positive thing? What are the process according then to the thinking act? So you can go and do it if you want to later, an experiment. The other cool app is Padlet. Do you know Padlet, colleagues? Yes. So Padlet is also like a collaboration board. It's free of use. Everyone can post their answers in Padlet, and you can go and comment on each other's posts. So this is also very good to use as a tool in your classroom. And then my last thing is ebooks. Now, colleagues, I give a module. It is based on pedagogical content knowledge. So it is not just learning the content, but how to teach it effectively in business studies. And one of my assignments was to give an ebook. And that ebook needs to be interactive. They had to use one quarter of CAPS subjects, and they need to create how can I teach it, what activities I can use, flip cards the students can use. So it's actually an ebook or a handbook the teacher or the student teacher created, and which they can use in classroom when they are going to teach someday. And they had to make it interactive, use different AI tools and so forth. You can go and look at this one and go and click and see how it opens different things. I have consent from the student to also show you this. Just on a side note, when I asked the student, can I use it for my other students as an example? And for today's symposium, she said yes, by all means. She's now a teacher. She did her postgraduate with us last year. And she said, actually, I'm making a business now about this. I'm actually taking the CAPS and I'm making e-books for learners and teachers with guides and teaching strategies and things like this, flip cards and quizzes. You can just click on and it opens. And then she's selling it and making very good money from my assignment idea. So just to conclude, the most powerful algorithm in a classroom is a highly trained educator. You need to have effective prompting. You need to know what tools you can use, what tools are safe, and then also to use. And I don't know if Amory said I could do this, but this is a short course of Akademia about AI. So if you want to learn more about all these things, you're welcome to go and look there. Thank you very much.